Hello everyone, what's up? In today's video I'm putting the brand new Gaahleri Mobius SP airbrush to the test on a massive Death Guard Malcador heavy tank. Plus, stick around because I've got not one, but two exciting giveaways. The airbrush itself and the tank once we hit 10k subscribers. So guys, here you have it, the Gaahleri Mobius SP. This is a dual-action, siphon-feed airbrush from Gaahlerie's premium Mobius range. What is a siphon-feed airbrush, do you ask? Well, look at that paint cup. It's underneath. A siphon-feed airbrush pulls paint up from below using air pressure like a tiny siphon. But let's look inside the box, shall we? Like all Gaahleri airbrushes, this comes with a quick start guide, which can be quite useful for beginners. We also have a customer support card, of course, but this is what you wanted to see, isn't it? And look at that! Like my 0.2 Mobius, this looks and feels really premium. The highly reflective, smooth finish of the main body is beautiful, but the real gem in terms of looks is that dark blue anodized aluminum handle. Let's have a look at the paint cup now. As you can see, it's made of glass, not plastic, and it has a metal cap. Attaching it is really simple. I was expecting it to click into place, like a quick disconnect for the air hose, but it just works with friction. Nonetheless, just once you insert it, it stays firmly held in place. The feel of the trigger was wonderfully smooth right out of the box. The vertical action on the trigger had the perfect amount of travel and resistance for me, unlike airbrushes like my good old Badger Patriot, where there is essentially no vertical travel whatsoever. Pulling back on the trigger was also a pleasure, which showed that this had been well set up from factory. As for the lever, Gaahlerie's new aggressively angled lever seemed really ergonomic, but the true test of ergonomics will of course come later. Like all other Gaahleri airbrushes that I've seen, this one comes with a set of O-rings, which is nice. Most importantly though, it comes with two needle nozzle sets. The one that you can see in the box is a 0.5mm one, and the one that comes pre-installed is a smaller 0.3mm nozzle. The additional nozzle comes well protected, and like other designs I've seen by Gaahleri before, it's a floating nozzle, so no screwing or screwing around required. Clearly this intriguing siphon-feed airbrush looked really amazing, but how would it perform in a real-life stress test? It was time for me to find out. So it was time to detach the paint cup and get ready to add some paint. This is AK Real Colors of White and Tamiya XF2 Flat White, which are the two main ingredients for my Death Guard White recipe. After first shaking and then stirring the AK of White, I use my pipette to decant approximately 2 milliliters into the paint cup. As you can see, this lacquer paint is actually quite thick. Next it was time for Tamiya Flat White. Same story. I started with also 2 mils, so equal parts, but I knew I would probably add more flat white later. After giving both paints a good mix with the pipette, I added another 2 mils of white. Then it was time for the thinner. For this job, I chose AK's high compatibility thinner, and in total, I added 6 mils of thinner, so 60-40 thinner to paint ratio. After mixing my paint really well, I inspected it, checked the consistency again, and closed the paint cup, excited about the next steps. After attaching the paint jar securely and making sure that it was correctly aligned, it was time to test the paint consistency on my left glove. After blasting some paint to begin with, you can see what beautiful lines I got there, a sign of things to come. Here's my Malcador heavy tank in all its rust undercoat glory. The tracks and part of the turret are masked off, the latter using liquid mask, and now it's time for the real test. Look at that spray, guys. The paint is being atomized beautifully. No graininess, no sputtering, just smooth, consistent coverage. And here's the kicker. I'm spraying continuously, not in short bursts, and I'm going very light indeed on the trigger. That means far more air than paint in the mix, which under normal circumstances is just asking for trouble, especially with white paint. But here's where it gets interesting. I'm using AK's high compatibility thinner. This is a low toxicity alternative to true lacquer thinners like Mr. Colors, but it's also lower performance when the going gets tough. Combine that with the notoriously tricky nature of white paint, and this setup should have struggled. As you see me paint this beautiful side panel, consider this. Why pick the hardest paint, a finicky thinner, and test it all on an expensive model? Simple. I wanted to see if the Gaahleri Mobius SP could handle the pressure. Bad pun intended. So as I started painting this small area here, I had been spraying non-stop for 4 minutes. So maybe I would start getting a little bit of sputtering here on the glasses and the front of the hull? Nope, check that out. By the way, right here I switched grips for the first time, using the paint jar as a handle. That works really well, I have to say, very comfortable. Also right here on the doser blade, I could first notice another advantage of siphon-feed airbrushes. The unobstructed view. I hadn't thought about that before, but it really changes things. And for me as a content creator, it also meant that I wouldn't lose footage in close-ups like this, which happens to me all the time. And speaking of shots, I really like this shot here on the right side of the hull, and I hope you do too. By this time I had been spraying non-stop for 10 minutes, without any interruptions, to clean the airbrush, not even to, let's say, clean the needle tip with a microfiber towel, or anything like that. By now I could tell there was something weird going on. I have airbrushed not only a lot of Star Wars vehicles in a color much like this, but also an entire World Eaters army for Horus Heresy, in both cases using lacquer white paints, and my beloved Patriot 105, with a needle just as large as this one, 0.5mm. And let me tell you, I had never had such a flawless spraying experience as this before, and much less when using white with this thinner. So I started to wonder if there was something about this airbrush that might explain the difference. But before I give you my conclusions, let me tell you about the 2 giveaways that I've lined up as promised. First, you could win the very Gaahleri Mobius SP airbrush that I've been using in this video. To enter, simply join our heavy metal painting competition. The theme is a model with a stunning bare metal finish, so grab your brushes, airbrushes, or whatever tools you prefer, and show us what you can do. Submissions are due by January 4th, and this competition is open to all Patreon supporters at the rank of Magos or higher. Not a member yet? Don't worry, there's still time to join and get involved. Second, when we hit 10k subscribers on YouTube, one lucky viewer will take home the painted Death Guard Malcador Heavy Tank from this video. How do you win? The giveaway will be tied to an asynchronous channel quiz. You'll need to answer questions about every single video I've ever made featuring a tank. Think of it as the ultimate Race for Terra trivia challenge. The highest score wins, so start studying up on my tank videos now. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends to help us hit that milestone. The more, the merrier. So after working on opacity gradually all over the vehicle, I inspected my results and got ready to give the tank some final touches. With the tank upside down. Yes, you heard correctly, upside down. A tank is never finished until you do this. Consider it a secret tip. But I digress. We're talking about what makes this airbrush capable of spraying with absolute perfection without any dry tip or clogging. And at this stage, I had been spraying non-stop for 30 minutes. Yes, 30 minutes. Do you know how many times I had to stop to clean the airbrush? 0. Not even to pick at the tip of the needle. Nothing. So, why was the Gaahleri Mobius SP able to handle such a challenging paint and thinner combo with absolutely no clogs or dry tip whatsoever? I've been thinking about it, and here's my working theory. First, the siphon-feed design keeps the paint completely enclosed in the jar until it's drawn up for use. This means that every time I stop spraying for a few seconds, there's no airflow over the paint, unlike in a gravity-fed airbrush, where the exposed paint in the cup is constantly hit by air. Second, in a siphon-feed airbrush, the paint mixes with the air right near the nozzle, so the paint-air mixture travels only a very short distance before being atomized. In my opinion, but I'm not an airbrush scientist of course, these are 2 factors that are likely to make the Mobius SP perform so well even with notoriously tricky white paint. That's my hypothesis anyway. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching everyone. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Before I let you go, I would like to thank all of my amazing Patreon supporters. This channel just wouldn't be possible without you. Remember, as we explained earlier in the video, 2 epic giveaways are happening right now. Join the Heavy Metal competition to win the Mobius SP, and study up for the 10K channel quiz to win this Malcador tank. Like, subscribe and share to help us hit that milestone, guys. And as always, keep it up and weather it out.